Hello and welcome to another episode of I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt, and on this channel I share my tips, recipes, and whatever else I can, all with the goal of making you a better cook. Today I'm going to be sharing why you might want to think twice about using cast iron to cook with. Now, first things first, I love cast iron, and if you watch this channel, I actually cook with it quite a bit. It's got some great properties, and I actually did a whole other video on 5 reasons why you should cook with cast iron. So I will link to that video in the description below because there are lots of great reasons why you should use this stuff. But today I'm going to be talking about 5 reasons why you might want to hesitate to use it. And the first is, well, if you've already picked up one of these things, you know they are heavy. Cast iron cookware is pretty tough stuff, and it is heavy. It is heavier than most other pans, and that can be bad for a couple reasons. First of all, if you're not that strong, there's no denying it can be hard to lift. It can be hard to lift off a stove, out of an oven, or just wherever you're storing this stuff. And keep in mind, it's heavy when it's empty. If you've got a whole roast or something in here, that's a lot of weight. It's also harder to do finesse moves like sauteing, where you're kind of like jiggling the pan around and you're making that food leap out of the pan. That heft plays a role, and it's just harder to do because it's heavy. Reason number 2 to not use cast iron is because this stuff is hand wash only, and it's hand wash in a particular way. You will not be throwing this into the dishwasher. That would be bad for this. You also wouldn't want to wash this like an ordinary pan with detergent and soaps and things like that. Cast iron requires hand washing, and it requires hand washing in kind of a particular way. In fact, I do have a favorite method that I use to clean cast iron when it's got really, really grody stuff stuck on it, and maybe I'll do that in a future video. But for now, just know that if you buy cast iron cookware, plan on hand washing it. This is not just a throw it in the dishwasher type of cookware. Reason number 3 to avoid using cast iron is because it can react with acidic foods. So if you're cooking something like tomatoes quite a bit or a citrus, something like that, it can have a bad reaction and kind of have a metallic taste. Now, this isn't always the case, especially for a well-seasoned cast iron pan. But just know that cast iron can react with acidic foods. So if you cook acidic foods a lot, this is probably not the best choice of cookware. I would go with something that is non-reactive, like stainless steel or an anodized aluminum. That would do a lot better than cast iron. Reason number 4 to think twice about using this stuff is that I like to call it kind of a diva in the kitchen. I mean, for as rough and manly and as tough as cast iron is, and you see it in camping, and you can take it anywhere and use it on anything, it actually requires some maintenance. So by that, I mean you have to oil it, you have to season it, again, you have to hand wash it. Cast iron takes a particular set of maintenance. And again, it's not that this stuff is that hard or takes that much time, but it's not like an ordinary pan where you can just kind of wash it and be on your way or throw it in the dishwasher. Cast iron pan is a little more particular, and there are certain methods to get the best out of it, and seasoning it is one of those. And not everybody has the time or just cares enough to properly maintain a cast iron pan. And the 5th reason to avoid cast iron is because this stuff has a tendency to rust. In fact, I had a couple pans that I grabbed for this video, and you can see that this is already rusting on the bottom. This pan hadn't sat for that long on a shelf, but apparently there was some moisture and it rusted. So did this one. This one has some rust stains all over it. By the way, I got this pan years ago at a Cracker Barrel. I had never been to a Cracker Barrel restaurant. They're kind of these kitschy restaurants, and we stopped at one for a road trip. And if you've never been to a Cracker Barrel before, in addition to a restaurant, it's got like a store out front, and they sell all these items, and sure enough, they sell the Lodge cast iron pan. So my memory of Cracker Barrel is not just a gut-filling amazing but calorie dense breakfast, it was getting this pan, which I'm now going to have to de-rust. So anyways, cast iron pans can rust, and this is not the end of the world. I mean, you can take this off pretty easily, but again, it's just one more thing with cast iron is that, like, if you live in a place where there's a lot of moisture, or, you know, water even looks at this stuff and it's not totally dry, it will rust. Now, I should note, for this video, I am talking about just pure cast iron. You might notice something behind me right there. This is a different type of cast iron. This is enameled cast iron. And what this means is that this is cast iron, but it has an enamel coating. This is a Le Creuset pan. And check this out. This is another thing I grabbed on a road trip. I guess I get a lot of cookware on road trips. Anyways, it's a pot, and the lid is also a pan. How cool is that? But anyways, this is coated with enamel, and the beauty of that is that it doesn't have some of those issues that a normal cast iron pan would have, especially like reacting with foods and rust. Because this is coated in a nice enamel, this is not going to have all of those issues. Although, like cast iron, it's really heavy, and you know, you got to be a little more careful on cleaning it. And maybe I will do yet another video on, you know, enameled cast iron versus cast iron. If that's something you would like to see, let me know and I'll make a video on it. So there you go. Those are my 5 reasons you might want to think twice or avoid using cast iron cookware. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please give this video a like. And if you are not already a subscriber to the channel, welcome. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along. If you guys have any questions about anything in the kitchen, or you have a recipe request, please put that in the comments below and I will try to get to it on a future episode. Thank you for watching. Right now, just as I said 5 reasons to avoid using cast iron, I'm probably going to use some cast iron and make myself some lunch. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep on cooking.